it's like, I understand it's as a female, and I have a daughter and I have a son too, but I'm a female. It's my body. Yes, it's my body and my rights. However, if I didn't want something, now I laid up with this guy. So now, if you didn't want to get pregnant, you should have used protection. Because my thoughts is like, I say this all the time to girls if they come in for like getting STD checks or they got something going on. I'm like, are you using protection? Are you on birth control? I'm not on birth control. Okay, well, but I'm not trying. But you are trying.
So who pays for abortions?
They pay for them. I mean, the insurance company, the person.
So now I'm hot.
Meaning, as
so
the guy?
I got a... No, the insurance company, they just
no,
pay
the insurance don't pay for it.
So it's the person
it's
they
private. Yeah, they pay. They pay. Yeah. So no, I don't think insurance. Yeah.
They don't pay for it at all.
No. Now, if it was something medical, like say something is wrong with the mom or in terms of like, oh, I got pregnant. Oh, I can't be pregnant. I'm finna. Then yeah, you pay for that, or Okay. But I do think that it's I think that that's why when it comes to certain things like women's rights, when it comes to like women's rights and then abortion and birth control and it gets to be a hot topic because there's so many different layers to go into that because the guy.
Do they do men's rights?
That's what I'm saying, but that's one of the things that I feel like. Okay, well, you got pregnant, like you're saying. That guy was saying that they should pay for the child tenfold for the rest of their life. They should, and if the
until they get a certain age, rest of their life. But I'm telling you,
until they get of 18, like
he
legal
had
age.
A good point.
That is a very good point. And if the mom was a deadbeat mom, she should pay for the same.
Because it's like, hey, I'm not gonna be as careless maybe with some people if I have to. If I'm knowing, like, hey, hold up.
Because if there was a slap, like, it's like you can go around and get all these women pregnant. And granted, if I'm a female and I choose to lay up with this guy and I don't use protection, there is a high likelihood that I might get pregnant. So it's a two-way thing. But if I know that I'm gonna have this baby,
and
I'm
law in place,
and there's a law in place that says no, you might be okay laying up with all these girls and getting them pregnant, but you're gonna pay. And if you don't pay, it's going to be immediate, swift action. Meaning, like, we're not going to wait till 10 years down the line for you to be put in jail for, like, a year. No, we're going to put you in prison, like, if the minute you don't pay, or if there's something in place to that you have to keep a job, because it's a trickle-down effect. Like, who do you think picks up that tab? And so that's when it has... So that's when... And so this is another thing where I feel like politicians get involved because it's like, okay, well... all X amount of percentage of, let's just say it.
Do you think they mean well when they getting involved?
Meaning?
Or they trying to just have a form of control, or do they mean well?
I don't know. Because we don't get to sit in those rooms.
If somebody they get pregnant on crack, like we talked about addiction in one of our podcasts. Yeah. And they clearly like, I ain't having no abortion and I ain't doing this. I'm going to carry the baby. I ain't got enough money to get an abortion. And they clearly like on a bad drug and their kid gonna be messed up. And it's like, hey, it's my body. I can do what I want to. Don't it kind of be like, hey, I might need to intervene in that?
So really you can't really intervene until, like, who's gonna intervene? So are you saying almost that if you say you in a bad way, say you are a drug addicted, woman and you get pregnant, are you saying that, say that OBGYN has a responsibility, if it was a law, to say, no, you are a drug addict, so we're going to do a medical abortion on you? Like,
I don't know, but it says get involved to make that situation better. I wonder.
So, what the doctor you met at my house. So, so this is her stance. It used to be, I'm not sure. And it was a good stance. She said, because women would come back year after year and they would have, and we were talking about drug addicts. They would come back like a year and a half and they'd be having another baby and they didn't have any of their babies. Like the state took them. And it's like, wow, like, so why keep having these kids? Like, you could get like IUD. It's all forms of birth control. Get an IUD. Get your tubes tied, something. Why do you don't have any of your children? None. And so she said, you know what I would do? I would put an IUD in or tie their tubes, meaning like something long term. Well, the tie your tubes is like a permanent fix, but putting an IUD in is like 5 to 7 years or whatever. And that was because her thoughts were, you're putting a burden on us taxpayers having to pay, the state to, you could take care of your children like foster care or whatever. And it's like you're not taking any responsibility and you're still using like that person.
Can I go around with you? And I'm being being dead serious. And I didn't mean to cut you off for real, but I need to go on and do this.
Go ahead.
Do you have a certain belief or religion?
I mean, by default, I guess.
Nah, I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
No, I mean you believe it, so it ain't by default. Like you really done, because I know you a thoughtful person, so you done took the time to really try to understand why you believe what you believe.
I've taken it.
Do you believe that there's a God?
Yes.
You do. Do you believe that maybe life is created? He sets it up, or I'm saying he. We doing the gender stuff again, but I just say he for the sake of, and I apologize if that's offensive.
No, I think yeah.
Okay, like the spirit of the person is created somewhere and is placed somewhere, and it gets manifested in the flesh, and then, or is it a thing of I just set up the nature? Like I just set up the nature, and then because a brother and sister can have sex,
true,
and it can have a baby, but the baby ain't gonna be right, probably.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the nature of it is I set it up to where women can, have babies. They're gonna carry the baby.
I do feel.
Is it a thing of like? I know that because I
thought about that a
lot. Medical wise,
I thought about that a lot.
When a man ejaculates, can I say that word on this? So when a man ejaculates, how many of those sperm cells?
Millions.
So you mean to tell me if our parents have had sex for 5 years, we'll just say once a week, and that's like being married once a week. So you do 5 million times 52.
And this one 52. Gets in.
So 5 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Times 52 is 52 weeks in a year. And then we're going to times that times 5. So in 5 years, all these billions of sperm cells, now this one done caught it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like that's special, right?
Yeah.
How did he make it? How did Valerie make it? The Valerie made it. Like, we got to look at once we started off with some little
sales.
And we beat everybody to the punch.
Meaning there goes back to that at the moment of conception, there's life kind of thing, right?
Before the moment of conception. Right. And it depends on how you believe.
Right.
Because so a Christian would say, I knew you before I put you in your mama's womb type thing. If you're a Christian.
Yes.
So now it's like, okay, I created you on a spiritual plane, so we're now finna put you here on earth, and I have to put you in a woman.
Okay.
So it's kind of like now you're interfering with God's work.
And then that's where.
So that goes back to.
It's right.
I mean, I ain't really on that.
No, that is
but
a
I'm
very
just saying
true
it just
statement.
depends on what your beliefs is. So them dudes might have been all Christians or something.
Especially when you talk about like certain states, like we're in the Bible Belt. And so now these at the time, these were like they were talking about southern states. So it was like all these southern states. And so that goes back to that. It is religion, politics, gender roles, because it's kind of like.
What does gender role mean?
I have to look up the definition of gender roles.
But
gender roles
out there. It's almost like
so
women like it's like women and men like. Because when you said it,
I don't think so. You know what?
Do you think y'all should have a place though?
I think everybody has places.
So is it wrong to put a woman in a certain place?
I don't think so, because I think everybody should. It's almost like a household. Like if everybody has a certain part to play, even your children. Everybody does. So it's like we both work, and so it's not a matter of, hey, you only go to work, so that means I need to have your meal done when I get home. No, we both have roles, like marital roles. Okay. So that's what that is.
Okay, so when you were saying gender role.
No, not necessarily like somebody's up here, somebody's down here.
That's why I thought you was going with that.
Roles meaning like.
That's how we end up, you get on my nerves a little bit, because I was like, hold up now, in America, that's why you said I had a Joe Biden
Yeah, moment. Like what?
Because I'm like, hold up, in America.
No,
I didn't understand fully where you was going with that.
You don't even have to be married. You could be living in a household with a bunch of adults, and everybody has their role.
But when you put gender in the front of it, it almost like a women kind of like second class or and that's when I was getting confused. Like, hold on, because women they got a lot of rights.
Yeah, no, and I think that sometimes not to just jump from subject, but I think sometimes men lose their rights in those certain situations.
Okay, so when you were saying that, okay, so that's what I thought you were saying. So it wasn't like I was having a dumb moment. It was. I
didn't say that. You
like
a Joe moment.
Yeah, so Joe be acting kind of like. the other day, Joe Slick said that Trump was his vice president.
Well.
He said, and the Zelensky guy, that's the guy of Ukraine.
Yeah,
He's like,
he's
yeah,
like
my president.
Putin.
Trump, yeah, he said Putin, and I'm like,
yeah, cut it off. Hey, break.
But then it goes back to why
time
would
out.
you do your
we
folks
need
like
time
that?
out. We need
Yeah, like hold up.
Time out.
Yeah,
Come on,
like
we
hey.
gotta get this playbook together.
And then when they show after it, you know what I'm saying? Okay, when they show after it, he's sitting on stage, his polo wife, she gotta come out there and like.
I would have just been in the back like, ooh Lord, somebody just.
No, that's how they be when they put him on stage, but they have to because they're trying to save face.
Somebody give him an Adderall so he can get his thoughts together.
Man, no, he be looking like that look. And you go back and look at Joe Biden, he used to not be like that.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing, I mean, that's just, I mean,
it's just
and
of age.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
I
the
ain't
oldest
trying,
presiding
I'm not
living
trying to
president.
talk about him.
No, it is.
It's like
it's
human nature. Some people.
Yes.
But I mean, so what's so crazy though? I mean, Trump, he about Joe Biden age, he don't look like that.
So everybody
he looks strong.
So everybody's different in terms of like
for sure.
In terms of their mental,
quit making him be president.
Yeah, like
he
needs to go into the house and just enjoy life.
No, y'all pushing the agenda so bad the way y'all gonna send him out like that. Now it's kind of like we can't send him out because he's too wide open. No, it's too wide open to the people like And so all the people, they ain't turning on him, but they getting frustrated. Like, hey man, quit being stubborn, man.
There's certain things you can't hide.
And I fool with Joe because Joe like, I'm running, I'm staying in to the end. And they like, hey, we can't assassinate no president no more.
Well,
but yeah, they put something in your drink or you've been you have a heart attack, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's plenty of ways,
I'm acting silly, but I'm just saying like they really getting frustrated with it. But
it's just like McConnell. Like he was up there like giving the he
ain't running the country.
And then they just he just stops. If y'all don't get this,
that's why they need to have terms. Like you shouldn't be able to be in there for so long.
You are way beyond, and you've served, and you've probably served.
Fresh,
just let it go. But that's that power. Like they can't release power. And it's like, let it go. Like you've
been a boxer. That's dude, like it's time for you to retire.
Like go, and you may not know what to do with yourself, but you've had plenty of years at the top of your game to decide when I do step away, this is what I'm gonna do. And you can't even step away. How many times do you gotta have a fake seizure on TV? Dude, he's having a whole tick. He's having a freaking stroke. Tick that Mitch McConnell. You ever heard of a TIA?
Yeah. So
they're mini strokes.
And he's just shape wide on camera.
And it's if y'all don't get him time out, that team.
Hey, bitch, man, we can't put you on.
And then he get up there another time and do the same. And then he gonna say it was dehydration. If you don't go on,
they're not
talking about dehydration. That's what you say.
So they done get to the point where
they
done get to the point where he being stubborn.
Yeah, so it's
now it's we gonna let the people see.
You putting us in jeopardy.
No, we gonna let the people see
because they gonna get you out of there.
They gonna get you out of there. We want you to look forward. It sounds like they want him to look forward.
It is because he wouldn't let go. And so it's okay, so now if you don't want to listen to your team, your personal team or your public, your government team, it's go ahead.
Go ahead.
So now it's done happened twice. So now the American people, us, are sending all the emails what's wrong with your boy? Right. And it's now you're going to have to step away gracefully because it's either that or we going to just really blast you. So it's hey, just step away. Just retire. Step away. Just get and then now what? Nobody even talks about him no more.
Yeah, and I apologize. We had to go around now because the gender role thing was throwing me off. I thought I was going to take it for the men.
But for the spirituality, the conception thing. So with that, I feel at the moment, I don't know about the moment because who can really say in terms of what I don't know what I believe when it comes to that. But like you said, so I've met a lot of women. And I'll just say women because, when I worked in rehab, at this inner city rehab, you get to hear a lot of people's stories. When you sit down and get their history, their personal history, whatever. When you said, this one got in and this one is Edmund or Valerie or whatever. And it's okay, well, I'm special, right? So what happens when I don't get put in a special family? Nobody protects me. So I done met people who... It's almost like they never had a chance. It's almost like you were destined to be just
existing.
I hate to say nothing but a drug addict or a prostitute because you were not even born into a life that even remotely like even cared about you, like just nothing. And it was like, why would he, the spiritual being, why would they put me into this place right here to do what? I didn't become great. I'm sitting in front of a person